Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Whovians. And today we're going to discuss, to me, a fantastic episode entitled Heaven Sent. I love this episode. I'm just going to go out there and say it before even I talk about it. But I do want to hear what the rest of my buddies here. I know if you guys watched our 60-second reaction, we had a couple of our buddies here yesterday, and that went well. Everybody seems to like it, but I'm curious how everybody's going to think of it now that they got a second viewing of it. On top of that, I'm going to be curious at how everybody's going to rate this one. All right, so let's get this party started. Let's do it with somebody I didn't hear from yesterday. You know what, Steve Stotts, man, from Canada, man. What did you think of this one, buddy?
Heaven Sent, eh? Let me just angle that up a little bit here. Wow, what an episode that was. There were some spoilers posted before that said that it was going to be just Capaldi and no one else. Well, I think we all know where I stand on spoiler issues. So I sort of went into it with a little bit of that. Didn't really bother me too much as I was watching it, but because I quickly got caught up in the storyline. It was crazy. I mean, the kids were kind of bugging me a little bit while I was watching. They were fidgeting and that, so I was trying hard to concentrate on what was going on. But yeah, it was just pretty gripping. Who that creature was, I have no idea. I don't even know who set this up or how he really got there. I mean, it was left over from the previous episode. But yeah, this is taking place over a period of 2 billion years. I mean, that is a big step up from how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop. Well, apparently it takes 2 billion years to punch a hole through a 20-foot thick, 400 times stronger than diamond wall. I think I probably would have used the shovel that he saw earlier to maybe speed things up a little bit. Like, man, he was pretty bloody and ripped apart there, trying to drag himself along the floor and everything like that. Like, wow. I don't know. Maybe I would have taken the shovel to the creature and a couple of times, maybe see how that worked out. But no, it was wow. I mean, in the end, I mean, I think by the look of the sky and everything, I thought at the start, he's on Gallifrey somehow, with the orange sky and the whole bit. So, I mean, I was kind of relieved. I love the Time Lords. I hope they come back. I liked it before when they were here. I don't like that they kind of made them out to be, galactic asshats of time and the whole bit, but I think they could have maybe toned that down a little bit. Timothy Dalton there as Rassilon. He was, wow. No wonder most of the universe hated them. I mean, Night of the Doctor showed what people thought of the Time Lords. They thought they were just as bad as the Daleks at one point. So them coming back, it could be interesting. Not really sure how that's all going to pan out, but I think we got that to look forward to. That episode last night, though, that was pretty crazy stuff. Capaldi just keeps getting better and better. There's no doubt about it. Whoever that was, maybe that was Clara in his head, kind of writing on the chalkboard and all that. And then we actually got to see her touching his face in a whole bit, so that was pretty cool. I mean, I didn't really like to see her go, but every companion has their time. We all know that. It's taken us 52 years, so now is no different. I would definitely give this one a 10 out of 10, though, for sure. I mean, that acting from that man was just fantastic.
All right, Steve. That's our first 10 out of 10. Let's see if we keep this ball rolling. All right. Thank you, Steve. We're going to go with, let's go with Graham McLaughlin. What do you have to say about this one, man? Heaven Sent.
Oh, what can I say, man? You take one actor, a 55-minute block, and you get something enthralling as compelling as this. You get the whole concept that he's actually, spoiler alert, he's in the confession dial, which is technically his own personal hell. You've got the veil pursuing him throughout the thing, which is a unique concept. It ends up being like a retcon thing where he always ends up back where he started. That was pretty unique. The music, fantastic. Really enjoyed the musical score in this episode. Directing by, we've got Rachel Talalay back directing again. She was obviously did the two-part finale last year, and she's back this year, and she's done another bang-up job with this. The resolution, you break through the wall of Stronger Than Diamond, and boom, you're at the confession dial and you're in Gallifrey. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out, guys, because we've got 65 minutes of a roller coaster next week, I'm sure, to wrap up this season. Will it mean Gallifrey's back full time? Who the hell knows? But whatever's happening, he's back on Gallifrey and he's pissed. So all in all, for Capaldi's performance and monologuing, yesterday I gave it a 9. After a second viewing, I'm going to bump it back up, Mike. 9.5 out of 10.
All right, 9.5 out of 10. Thank you, Mr. McLaughlin. All right, let's see what Texas Tim, what did you have to say about this one, man?
Well, it's very good, isn't it? It's an experimental episode. It's really the middle part of a 3-part story that probably doesn't work on its own because it is what it is, and it's the first time I've ever tried anything like this. It's basically the Doctor trapped in a trap for an hour while he like Graham said, monologues and talks to himself, slowly figures out what to do, how to get out of it, what it means. We still don't really know quite a bit. I mean, he ends up on Gallifrey at the end, but we don't know what that means at this point because the Time Lords have been painted out to be pretty much villains throughout the series as it has returned because of the Time War. They're just as bad as the Daleks, like Steve said. And they're just as manipulative. They just want to win. So we don't know if it's a good thing that he's going to meet his people. He saved them, a couple of years ago in Day of the Doctor. He changed history. He changed what had happened before. But that was just like a way to save a little bit of time for them, I guess. In other words, I think the war is still going on. The Daleks are still around. So are the Time Lords now. So it's just, all he did was make some time in between. And we don't know what that means and where they're going to go with this next week. But yeah, it was very good, very well directed. I liked how, like Graham mentioned, the score came into play. When you have one actor pretty much talking to himself, they took advantage of that and rose to the occasion with the score. I mean, it really is a big part of the story. Also, the special effects were very good, I think. I think it's very impressive, all this fake stuff that he's involved with, all these rooms, all these towers and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. So yeah, I gave it a 9 last night on the other show, but I think I'm going to up mine to a 10 now because I can't find any fault with it. It's very well directed, very well written. It gives Capaldi a chance to shine. I mean, not that he doesn't in other episodes, but he's brilliant in this. And I mean, just all the emotions he runs through, sadness, anger, he's just awesome. So yeah, I'm going to up it to a 10 now.
All right, cool. Thanks, Tim. Neo, what do you have to say about this one, my lady?
I loved it. I can't express it. The music was great. Seeing Capaldi run around, not sure what he was doing, and then you realize what the skulls really were. Oh my goodness, the music was great. The little bit with Clara was great. Oh, it didn't drag to me. It couldn't drag. The music kept pushing it along. I can't find any fault with it, maybe because it was just Capaldi and I'm hooked on Capaldi like a drug. I need help. Overall, I would give it a 10 out of 10.
All right, another 10 out of 10. Thank you, Neo. All right, let's see what Lee Wilson, what did you think of this one, man?
Can I just say, for all those people out there what have said Moffat cannot write good Who, he's just proved everybody wrong. That is a classic story. And as I said in a private chat yesterday, that is up there now, for me personally, with Genesis, Caves of Androzani, all those, it's up there. Brilliant story, brilliant acting. Capaldi, he hit the ground running with this story, and I loved every minute of it. It took me a while to realise he was trapped in the confession dial, but then, it came to me in the end. And then you realise all those skulls are 2 billion years worth of the Doctor. It's just amazing story. Loved it. I'm so keen. I'm like Mike. I'm not so keen on the Time Lords, but we'll have to see where this one's going. Atmospheric, eerily, and as you say, the music and that slow veiled. I think the character was called the Veil, wasn't it? Just behind it all the time. It was always behind him. Loved it. Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. I just can't fault it.
All right, Lee, 10 out of 10 from Mr. Wilson. All right, I guess we'll see what our buddy Jimmy thinks of this one, man, after a second viewing. And we can't hear you. We can't hear you there, Jimmy. Nope, can't hear you, Jimmy. All right, well, we'll go to Beef Dad. What did you think of this? If you got a chance to watch it again, we'll go to Beef Dad.
Test.
In my opinion, if Capaldi doesn't get some kind of award for this, there is no justice. I don't know about the American Emmys and that sort of thing, but it is absolutely for sure worth a television award. This is an absolutely virtuoso performance by an incredible actor. I think Murray Gold should win an award for this as well for his music, because it was incredible and it complemented everything so brilliantly. The whole premise of it was basically a man being sent to heaven or hell. Have I been a good man? Am I in heaven or am I in hell? And it's wonderful. It's just so clever. As to it being part 2 of 3, yeah, fine. In the old days, a story would last 12 weeks. So for me, this is like being home again, really. This is the thing. The whole thing is building. It's building, and it's building brilliantly. Last week was good. This week is just absolutely incredible. So what next week is going to be like, I really don't know. And I don't think anybody yet does. Well, certainly nobody that posts spoilers that I know. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I think the whole castle was brilliantly done. The fact that all those skulls in the water under the castle turned out to be the doctors that had been put there over, how many was it, 2 billion years. Just an extraordinary concept. I mean, I've got to admit, the writing, brilliantly done. Direction, superb. As I say, it should win awards, this. And if it doesn't, then there's no justice. And for me, it gets a gold-plated 10 out of 10.
All right, gold-plated. Thank you there. Beef Dad. All right, awesome. Jimmy, are you back with us, man? You want to let us know how you felt on this one?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, buddy.
You could have the best actor in the world in television, but if the rest of the production isn't up to par, then it's going to fail. This one works. And not only Capaldi, tremendous acting, you have Rachel Talalay, I hope I pronounced her name right, as the director. You have William Oswald as the film editor. All that worked together. There's a lot of misdirection where at the end it spells out what's going on. I've been trying to avoid spoilers. The only spoiler I heard was also a misdirection, that this was Peter Capaldi only, no other actor. When you get the surprise reveal of Jenna Coleman, that was nice. Because throughout the whole episode, I thought, wonder how much they're paying her stunt double. It's just terrific acting. You see what you think are random things, like the eyepiece falling out of the doctor's eye onto the floor, as if accidental. And then you find out everything was done on purpose. You get a glimpse into the mind of the doctor, how he thinks, how he solves problems. You find out the doctor loves these challenges. There's a line that says, I'm a prisoner inside a box. It must be Christmas. He really enjoys it. You find out how he thinks when he's trapped. He's disappointed. Why do I have to win? Why can't I lose once? It's gives you a great insight into the Doctor's mind. One thing I had a problem with, and the only thing I had a problem with, was right in the very beginning. They have the flashback of Clara dying. I didn't know why do we need that? And a comment Texas Tim just made, saying that he felt that it didn't work well as a standalone episode. I thought, oh, that's why they put it in. This can work well as a standalone episode, just for that flashback. The whole thing, the way the fortress turns, the direction. One thing I like, the veils approaching the Doctor. The music is increasing in the tempo as the veil gets closer and closer. The Doctor then says, "I'm scared to die." The veil stops and the music stops too, just like that on cue. That whole build up and then everything froze. That was terrific. The entire episode is terrific. I've read some people are saying that this is the best episode of series so far, perhaps the best episode since the show came back. A lot of people are loving this episode. I have to give it a 10.
All right, cool, man. Groovy 10 from there from Jimmy. All right, cool. All right. Brian, what did you think of this one, man?
Well, what I thought of this episode is no good. I didn't like it. I didn't really like it. Not one bit. I thought it was just a weird, whacked out disappointment of an episode. I just, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Capaldi. Capaldi's just amazing, truly, as the Doctor. But it's just this episode. Just I thought was just weird and out, just bizarre, and I didn't really like it or enjoy it as much as you guys. So, but the only thing I would say that I would like about this episode is the last few minutes of it, where he figured out what was going on. He took them. They show clips over and over of what he's doing, and he's him punching the wall, and finally him breaking the wall, and you see Gallifrey. That's the only parts of the episode I actually did enjoy, but honestly, the rest of the episode I thought was just mostly crap. So I would just give this episode a 4 out of 10 at best, Mike.
All right, there you go. Well, not every episode is going to be for everybody, guys. That's how it goes, man. Thank you there, man, little Brian. All right. Yeah, we got everybody here. Okay. Yeah, we got everybody. All right. What I thought about this one, man, I wasn't expecting anything from this one other than another decent episode so far. The season's been pretty decent for the most part. So I was expecting a pretty good episode. I wasn't expecting this, though. I wasn't expecting something that was going to stand out like this. Here you go. Again, this, like I said a couple weeks ago, I like the idea of the new series really taking chances with, filming techniques and different ideas, even though I might not like, certain episodes that they tried to experiment with. But with this one, legitimately having the Doctor pretty much on his own this whole episode is really a big, one of the big firsts. Like, he's completely on his own on this one. Like a couple of you guys were saying, he did so well, and I don't want to repeat everything everybody said, but the music was perfect. The tone that went with it, and not only that, the sound effects. The creature following him, as it got closer, you hear the flies, man, which is creepy, like Amityville Horror, all the flies in the room, it's kind of take me back to that, which is awesome stuff right there. Real good horror element, like rotting flesh element to it as this thing is approaching him slowly. You're figuring this thing is rotting and disgusting inside, because you didn't know at any point what it really was. Some of the effects where he flicked the fly, that was pretty cool, man. Pretty cool stuff like that, man. And I did like the towards the end when where they're kind of showing you the whole thing where this is happening over. He's doing this. I know I said yesterday. I rewatched it 3 times. I know I said this happened, I guess, for like over 2 billion years, but I think it's just 2 billion times. Like how much long he was there. If it was a day or two each time, but still, even if that was 2 billion days, that still adds up. I don't know if that'll pan out to do anything with the age of the actual Doctor or whatever. But anyway, the idea of, like you said, he had to keep punching that wall over and over again. Just imagine how long this went on. The creepy skulls that are revealed to be his. That's cool stuff. And in between the episode, you see, when he went under the water, and then you're seeing all these skulls. I love skulls, man. Skulls are awesome. Then you're seeing him back in the TARDIS here and there. Then you can play. All right, is when he's in the TARDIS, is that in his head, or is the TARDIS thing and afterward, like after this whole thing's over?
That's in his head.
All in his head. Okay. I'm not 100%. I gotta still watch, I guess, the next episode to see. But still, really cool stuff. Really cool stuff, man. And I have to again say that this works. The Doctor on his own works, and now we got this. This was a creepy episode with the Doctor on his own. It could work. It doesn't have to be a creepy, dark episode. The Doctor could probably do just as well on his own in a happy episode too, also. So I'd like to see this happen every once in a while. As much as I like to see him interacting with a companion, I like the idea of what he does on his own, because we know, even over the span of the Doctor, he's been on his own a lot. We don't get to see too much of it televised, on an actual episode or anything. We get glimpses here and there where the Doctor's doing stuff on his own. But it is kind of cool to see this. And again, the end, where the reveal that he's pretty much there on his home planet of Gallifrey, man. From what we can see, unless it's all rouge, I don't know. But there you go, man, and he's coming back, man. He's doing the whole thing where he's, where he may be the hybrid of some kind. Or again, he could be lying. I don't know.
Well, I could just say I like the ambiguity of that, what he says, because he doesn't say I am the hybrid. He says the hybrid is me. So you don't know if he may not be talking about the Shielder character. Because in the last two appearances, she's been known as me. And
that's true. That's true. You know what? I didn't think about that. That's true. Yeah, because he does say it like that. He does say the hybrid is me. That's true. All right. Well, there you go. So yeah, I guess it could be either way. But how cool is it that this is just a middle part of kind of like a 3-parter? So we got next week, guys, and it's gonna really wrap this up, man. It's not what I thought was gonna be the whole end of this series. I was thinking otherwise. I was, of course, thinking we're going to get a lot of Davros and maybe Mystic. But you know what? Just as well. This is cool. Came out of left field for me, man. And definitely this is a 10 out of 10. And again, for me, the atmosphere, the music was awesome. I love the whole Groundhog Day thing where things are happening over and over again. I love that kind of stuff, man. It was just a sweet package, man. And it was great again. I wasn't expecting this to be, a standout episode. I was expecting to be a great episode, but it has to be one of my favorites of all time of Doctor Who. It's like I think Lee said, it's up there now of all Doctor Who, man, for me anyway. But there you go, guys. Now, fill us in with any extra tidbits you have here, guys, if you want to throw in.
The adventure took place inside the confession dial.
Mhm.
But how did he get the confession dial? He gave it up in the last part.
I'm pretty sure that's something they might address next week, because maybe he has two. You never know, or maybe again. I think the Ashildra character is going to return, at least in some way, form. So.
He was transported into the confession dial.
Yeah.
But
Then while he was
that's true.
Yeah.
Transported to the confession dial.
Right.
Maisie Williams' character does return next week. I do know that for sure, so she does.
Great, little Brian, great. Not everybody, knows that, but that's cool.
My bad.
Anyway,
well,
some of you guys were saying just to speculate a little bit. I know a couple of you guys were saying that they might think that Gallifrey is a future Earth. Who was thinking that?
What?
No, I wouldn't think so, because it's already been established as its own planet. It never has had anything to do with Earth, really.
Yeah. It's no Ravalok version 2.0.
Anyway, somebody wrote it earlier. I'll have to recheck. I thought it was Jimmy that wrote it.
Wasn't me. That's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
Well,
as I think, since Earth got destroyed anyway.
Well, not only that, if Earth and Gallifrey were that linked together, the Doctor would not be that fond of the planet Earth. And he has a tendency to be very fond of it. He's always popping in there and doing stuff on Earth. His companions, like especially Romana, would always give him a hard time, saying, "Why are you always going to this damn Earth place? It's boring. Let's go somewhere exciting." And it's like he always ends up there. So
yeah. Well, this is what me and Nick were chatting about. What's going on with this hybrid? It could have been a human Gallifreyan hybrid. It was mentioned back in the McGann movie.
Yeah.
Don't bring that up again, man. Oh man.
Oh,
Well,
that's one of them. But then, like Tim said, if he is saying that it's me, the female character, what is she a hybrid of? You think? What would she be hybrid of?
that's a good question, because we don't know her full story. She's been around for ages, depending on where you are in history. I mean, because we see her when she becomes more immortal, and we don't know what she's up to except when he bumps into her, which has only been two other occasions so far.
Yeah, but the ironic thing is, all right, she's a hybrid, but it wasn't the Gallifreyan technology. It was stuff for the Maya.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. That's the thing. I know. Some of us did see the, some of the the trailer for next week and all. We know he's on from the end of this one, he's pretty much on his own planet, I would say. Again, unless it's a whole ruse thing and somebody else is doing something else, I don't know. But
it's funny you guys and everybody here was always mentioning the skulls throughout the episode. Apparently, Peter Capaldi actually went and get scanned so they could scan his actual skull for their skull props.
Oh wow, really?
That's why the skull looked like his head. Okay.
Yeah.
What an interesting prop this would be to own. How many skulls did they actually make for this episode? I would love to own one.
Don't know.
Probably just one or two.
Man.
2 billion, I think. 2
billion. 2 billion? About 2 billion?
Yeah.
But they had to make the skulls for the under the water.
Yeah.
What a cool prop to
That
own.
was like 50 under there.
And I also I just want to add that I also like that when he was on Gallifrey and he spotted the kid and he told him to go to the town to get somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I love the line that he said, "I took the long way around."
No, that's another.
That's an echo from Day of the Doctor, but that's my question too. Is that why is okay? What is his current feeling towards the Time Lords? Because he was happy to pull them out of the fire and send them away somewhere in that story, And now it seems as it, and he knows that they're just relentless bastards, just like the Daleks are. So that's,
Right.
I mean, he was undoing something he had done apparently when he was the intermittent, war doctor guy. But,
It's
but no, but my question is, how does he feel about them now? Because now he seems like genuinely pissed that he's on Gallifrey. Whereas a year ago, at the end of Series 8, he was pissed that he couldn't find Gallifrey, that the mistress
Maybe
lied
he
to
is,
him.
he is pissed because they had something to do with Claire dying, maybe.
At the end
Because
of
of the
the
whole
episode,
thing.
it sounds like he's pissed at one particular individual.
Runter.
He says, I know who it is. And I think he's blaming that individual for the death of Clara. It's not the Time Lords or Gallifrey. It's that individual he's mad at. And that's the one he's going to go after. That's how
think that's
the
what
end
Sheila-
of this episode seemed.
Yeah, it led him
Because he pretty much told her to stay out of my way in the last episode.
But if you're being technical, Shielder didn't technically kill her either. I mean, she.
And it's definitely not Omega, guys, so don't jump on that boat because he's going to be busy elsewhere in the K9 movie.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I mean, but she did set up the whole operation and trap for the
But
doctor.
she never killed her, Brian.
She never intended for anybody to get hurt.
Yeah.
It was a trap for the doctor, and she wasn't even going to kill Rigsy. It was just to get him there so she could do what she did. We still don't know who's behind it, though. Was it the Time Lords, or are they just incidental at the end of this one? I mean, we don't know. We're not going to find out till next week in part 3 because.
True.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That's true. That's the thing. That's what you got to do when you're watching these 2 or 3 parters. You're really not going to know anything till they get to the last part, man.
Big reveal.
But still, so good, man. So good. I'll tell you what, man. Next week's episode to me has a lot to live up to, man, because this episode was so good, man.
oh hell yeah.
It really was, man.
His son's gone again.
Yeah, I think he's having issues.
Talking about spoilers.
But yeah, I'm excited. I am really excited for next week, man. I really, really am. I can't wait to see what the hell's going on with all this, man. I really can't wait, man. I really can't wait. But I guess that's all we have on this one, man. It seems, most of us enjoyed it. Now, some didn't. That happens. What are you going to do? We don't all hold it. Oh, there you go. Well, Brian, he didn't care for this one, but that's fine, man. It happens. What are you going to do? But, again, man, next week we got 1 episode left for this season, and then we got to wait a couple weeks, and we'll get the Christmas special. But next week, I guess we'll pretty much tie up this storyline, for this season, which I think has been a great season, me personally. So definitely tune in next week. Tune in next Saturday where we'll be doing our live 60-second reaction on Hellbent, that one is called. And until next time, everyone, keep on hooing.